Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And this is a Romeo Lavia special. Chelsea have officially confirmed the signing of the defensive midfielder. And I'm going to deep dive in this video about what you can expect from him, strengths, weaknesses, where he came from, as well as the most important thing, where he fits into Chelsea's starting 11. So let's get right into it. So Romeo Lavia is just 19 years old. We signed him from Southampton for £53 million plus 5 million additional in add-ons. Like I mentioned, he's a defensive midfielder, and he really shone in that Southampton side despite the fact that they got relegated. And I think the key thing here is that he's so incredibly young. He has a lot of potential, and Poch is going to be the perfect manager for him to really get the most out of him and to take him to the next level. So I think that in terms of what does he bring to Chelsea, that's really what we want to hear about. So he's press resistance. He has really good passing range and ball carrying ability as well. He's capable of handling the pace and the physicality of the Premier League. And he's also comfortable with the ball at his feet and can progress it up through the pitch or dribble his way out of trouble. He also can receive the ball on the half turn and then progress it up the pitch. Reminds me a bit of Mason Mount in that regard, just that move. And I think what really makes him stand out is how quickly he thinks, and that allows him to control the tempo of the game. So Chelsea have definitely signed somebody who's going to give defensive reinforcements. And just taking a look here at the next slide, I just think that it's so incredibly impressive. So for center midfielders 22 years or under in the Premier League, he was second in recoveries, fourth in ground duels won, fourth in tackles won, and first in block passes. So Chelsea have potentially signed a real gem that's going to take them to the next level for the next 10 years or so, essentially partnered with Enzo Fernandez. I believe he signed an 8-year deal. And taking a look at any areas to improve, really the only thing was that I could find or dig up was his injury record, that he was out for 2 months last season. And one of his former managers said that he could become a bit more robust and that would help him basically to stay fit and make him one of the key players, because obviously we want players that we can rely on that are going to be fit week in and week out. So taking a look, where would we potentially see him start for Chelsea? And I'll get into that right now. So at Chelsea, I think we could see two potential formations. We've seen that Poch is quite flexible in terms of his formations. So the first one that I have up here, it looks like a 4-3-3, could be a 4-2-3-1. And the essential component is him partnered in the pivot with Caicedo. Enzo more free roaming, could be a bit further up the pitch. And then you have your front three, whichever attackers. For the purpose of this, I've put Sterling, Mudryk, and Jackson. And really, I think that that's going to provide such a defensive coverage in front of Chelsea's back line with the pairing of Lavia and Caicedo. And then Enzo is given the freedom to go forward, to pick out those passes. I thought that he was fantastic versus Liverpool. And I think with the addition of these signings, it's going to allow us to get the best out of Enzo Fernandez and really see something that we didn't see from him last season, since he did have to play further back. So I really like the look of this 4-2-3-1. I think that it has a really good balance of defensive coverage as well as attacking prowess. And one of the things that I love that he said in his I don't want to say presser, but basically in his first interview with Chelsea, was that he constantly talked about the team and how what he does is for the betterment of the team, and that he doesn't consider it necessarily so fancy. He's like, my job is to protect the defense so that I make the attacker's job so much easier so that they don't have to worry about it. So I really, really loved what he had to say and just how he had such a team focus. He seems like a really good personality as well. And I think that he's going to be a great addition. So the other formation that we could potentially see, we've seen Poch start with like a 3-5-2 or 3-4-2-1, if you will. And in this formation, I think that, again, we could see Lavia and Caicedo with Enzo maybe playing more of an 8 or even 10 hybrid role with two up front. Or we could potentially even see just one of Caicedo or Lavia kind of holding the base. You can have Enzo partnered with them and have like a roaming 8 role. And then when Nkunku is back, you can have him as the 10. So really, it's very fluid. Obviously, formations are fluid. I think especially with Poch, we're seeing that we have a formation, but there is defensive coverage as well, and that the formation can kind of shift and be fluid and versatile throughout the game. But I think that also just having that extra reinforcement for Chelsea. So whether you want to start Caicedo or Lavia, give one of them a break if one of them is injured. I think that they're really going to do wonders for Chelsea's defense. It's been a while since we've had somebody, really since Matic, that was like a true like out and out defensive midfielder. And I think that what he does well, he does extremely well. And like I said, and just wanted to highlight, he has bags and bags of potential. So him also learning from Caicedo, who's also young, I think that this is going to be a really good partnership. Or like I said, just playing one or the other. So Romeo Lavia, super excited. We got to see some content from him and see him talk to Eden Hazard, which I absolutely loved. And I was honestly really impressed with just the way that he expressed himself. Like, he's Belgian and spoke English perfectly. Like, I wish that I could do that in my second language. And I think, like I mentioned previously, I just think that he's going to be a really good addition to the team, a really good personality for the team. And I loved how humble he seemed, and that it seemed like he had a really good head on his shoulders. Chelsea's midfield revolution, if you will, I think is finally complete. It's insane to me that we've been able to overhaul our midfield and really bring in Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo Fernandez. I'm super excited to see how he gets on. I don't suspect that we're going to see him start versus West Ham. I think it might be maybe a little bit too early, but I do think that we're going to see him in the starting 11 soon. And honestly, just love that he had the choice between us or Liverpool. He chose us. He wants to be here. He wants to play for Chelsea. Those are the kinds of players that you want playing for the badge. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this short but sweet special. What are your thoughts on Romeo Lavia? What's your ranking of him as a Chelsea transfer? Of course, time will tell, but personally, I'm very excited about this signing. So if you guys liked this video, if you found it useful, make sure to drop it a like and comment down below, sub to the channel. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time you're watching this, and until next time, I'm out. Bye.